Welcome to RiverCity-Media and ridiculous, reckless speculation. I mess it up every time, so why not add it to this one?
You had it
The
right.
reckless speculation. We're here to talk about a serious subject, and usually we don't get into very many very serious subjects, but we want to talk quickly on this weekend broadcast about something that's making its way, and I believe it's going to happen. And I believe Nashville is going to get a new stadium. I believe we've got some artist rendering of said stadium, and we'll start there. If everybody look at their screen, I
The Hermit Crab Box.
yeah, it's rough as you can see. It looks like they want to do some development around downtown.
Of course.
But I also want to throw this up, which is a artist rendering of a MLB stadium in Nashville.
Oh, sweet.
I think Nashville is trying to attract an MLB stadium.
Get the A's.
Already, I think, funded, you can correct me if wrong, a new soccer stadium for Nashville. And I guess that brings us to our first question, Robbie. We'll start there. I understand a new stadium. I was not a Georgia resident, but Arthur Blank and the Falcons did get funding, public funding for the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Now, me as a Falcons, a person, I won't say season ticket holder, but someone that attends 4+ games a year, plus other events in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I was just saying as we came on the air, I can literally hand my daughter a $20 bill and she brings me change back and eats anything she wants in that stadium. That was kind of the offset for the tax funding. Also, that stadium's used for several uses, including being the home stadium for a soccer team. What Nashville's proposing is way different than that, right?
Yeah, this is going to be a football, primarily Titans football stadium. They're going to have concerts. They're going to have Final Fours. They're going to have different events there that are going to bring in revenue. And now we're not that big of nerds. None of us have read the entire legislature bill and all that kind of stuff. So we are going based on what we've read from the news reporting. The problem that I have with this stadium is one, Tennesseans, and look, y'all know I'm not a conservative deficit hog. I'm all for government taxpayers spending money on stuff. In 1999, the taxpayers pretty much gave the Adams family a free stadium and let them relocate here almost for free. Well, since 99 to 2022, that franchise has more than quadrupled in value. Now they're coming back to taxpayers with no threat of moving, none. There's nowhere to go. The only major market that doesn't have a team is San Diego, and San Diego has already said we are not paying squadouche. No, it's a dead end street. There will be no public funding in California for stadiums. And so now the Titans want a indoor stadium in a mild climate. Just so this is the NFL winning again. The NFL they want their product. Hey, it's good for them. It's bad for taxpayers. Now we have another market. The draft's successful. Now we're putting a stadium for a Super Bowl in your city. And guess what? You are funding it. You being the taxpayers. We pay. It's not necessary We're already building a soccer stadium. Again, taxpayers. And then, you know what? Hey, maybe a baseball stadium coming too. Look, the taxpayers of Tennessee are going to double Amy Adams Strunk's net worth within 3 years. We're doubling her net worth because the NFL says we want a stadium to host a Super Bowl in Nashville. That's all it is. Look, money drives revenue, or TV drives revenue. What you do with these new stadiums, they're destination stadiums for fans. Already, Nissan Stadium has a hard time keeping away fans away from the game. With a destination stadium, more away fans coming, PSL holders chain is one. My family has about 6 or 7. They're going to get screwed. Prices are going up. And Randall, what you said about Atlanta, it's a totally different market. If you go on Broadway, a double jack is $25. They're not lowering that price inside the stadium. That market's there. People go there and they pay that. This is just a rush through thing. And this is the NFL, the Titans, not necessarily propaganda, but this is their very much marketing machine saying there needs to be a Super Bowl stadium in Nashville. So we get it in 2026, then what? 2036? There's already people coming to Nashville. Like New Orleans, they haven't built a new stadium in 30 years because you don't need one. New Orleans is a destination city. It's a Super Bowl city. It's a Final Four city.
Also a dome, though.
Yeah, it's also a dome. Miami gets it without a dome. New York's got one without a dome.
Miami has good weather.
But the Super Bowl that was there, it rained the whole time. There's been Super Bowls in the cold. There's been Super Bowls in bad weather. The dome is just the dome is for Final Fours. Is what the dome is for. It's not for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will come to the new stadium. New York proved that.
So
it is the dome's for Final Fours.
The city of Atlanta built a new baseball stadium. The city of Marietta built a new baseball stadium. Let's correct that. And lost the All-Star game. So it's not a guaranteed thing to keep this stuff. But I mean, Jane, you see, I'm gonna before I let Jane go. I have been to I used to work for Sprint. We had 8 very nice seats in the Titan Stadium. It was nowhere as near as nice as even the Georgia Dome that Atlanta just vacated as far as amenity. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with our stadium right now. Okay. The thing is, Nashville, within the latter 5-10 years, has become such a popular city. I don't think it's necessarily the NFL pushing for this because they have several options for Super Bowls and great destinations. I think it's Nashville pushing for this. And it's going to happen. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, we saw some legislation today that, $500 million's been passed. It's going to happen. I think it did.
As a season ticket holder, will your prices?
As a PSL holder, a season ticket holder, been there, not since '99, but 2003-ish. Yeah, I'm gonna get screwed, and they're gonna throw away my PSL, and then they'll give me first option to rebuy, and I'll have to rebuy at a price. So my PSL currently standing is worth nothing.
Hey, Brandon, let me ask you this: what's Roger Goodell's job?
To pacify the NFL owners.
To make money.
Make them more money. And when you say this isn't an NFL thing, it absolutely is. Roger Goodell looks at the hot markets. He's going to double the Titans owner's net worth from taxpayers' money. You think that doesn't keep him making $45 million a year?
I don't disagree with that, but to be honest, I mean, Nashville has doubled the Titans'
I agree.
money.
Well,
Like,
no, it's doubled it. But now he just with we want a new stadium. He's just doubled it again.
yeah, no, you're not wrong there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
Well, I mean,
there was
look
never
what Buffalo did.
they were never
Buffalo-
even looking at Nashville.
Buffalo
And
was
Nashville just like
a-
Buffalo
is a
all right,
bleep
let's
hole.
talk about this stadium.
Yeah,
They're
Buffalo
building a new
bleep hole.
stadium.
And the
Open?
NFL, Roger Goodell just doubled that person's net worth too.
No,
Because
Hold on, just one second.
have you seen the schematics for that? Buffalo is going to build a stadium, open air,
yeah,
in Buffalo.
they're
for
going to get a Super Bowl too.
1.8. I don't know who the business guy was on that Buffalo side, but what a riot that is. Like, to not build an enclosed stadium, you're not going to get a Super Bowl with an
Yes, they
open air
will.
stadium.
No,
Not with an open air stadium.
Yeah,
100% you will not.
I will bet you any amount of money. If you build,
Anything you want to bet.
if you want to
They
bet,
will
if you
not.
build a stadium right now, you're getting a Super Bowl.
I want to
If
go to
it's
They
Ron.
did.
enclosed
They
or
did for the
retractable,
Giants.
Yeah, they
If
did.
it's
The
enclosed-
Giants got a Super Bowl.
if it's
Rod.
enclosed or retractable, Buffalo will not get a Super Bowl. No
Before we
chance.
go any farther, Rod, you're a fan of the Vegas Raiders. You are an LA person.
Let me get to finish my question.
SoFi was built mainly out of one man's pocket, where the Raiders Stadium, I believe, is publicly funded. Do you, as a Californian, does it feel like, I don't know, I guess with the new stadium, he basically owns the stadium. No one can do anything there that he doesn't want done, right?
Yes. That's when it comes to Vegas. It basically moved the Raiders' valuation up from basically 10 spots to mid-tier right now. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper to build in Nevada. No state tax, I believe. And much like Tennessee, Nashville is a blossoming area. The lawmakers know this. I don't know if the $500 million actually passed. It was proposed by Governor Lee.
It passed.
It
Oh, it did.
passed
I
today.
saw a lot of
It's going to the
rural-
governor for signature.
I saw
Yeah.
some Republicans were actually like thinking for themselves. And, oh, sorry, I can't say that. And were opposed to it, like small rural areas. But yeah, I mean, is it going to be right next to the current stadium or no?
Yeah, right next in the parking lot,
Yeah.
Okay,
away from the river.
it looks like a trampoline, if you ask me. Yeah, so
If that's the final
it's-
product, I will not go to a game.
well, they can put a baseball
Well, here's the
stadium
thing.
right there as well. There's tons of land. You walk right past Broadway over that bridge. It's a great destination. It is a new era now, and the Titans' operating income was at a loss. They are the 28th most valuable franchise in the NFL. They've got to do something. They've got the
There's
money
only
to make a
32
change.
teams.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
I want to throw
Yeah,
something
I mean,
out.
current stadium's built in '99. It's outdated in terms of today's multimedia
It's not covered.
extravaganzas, but it's not
Here's the
covered.
thing.
But you don't really need it covered
and
in Nashville.
The whole Nashville bill is to move forward with
But yes,
an NFL team, but other annual events. Like, it's going to
Yeah.
continue to generate income to the Nashville taxpayers. So
conferences and conventions and
yeah, all
concerts
kinds
and,
of things. So
and it's
that's the whole spill, and that, unfortunately, it all falls to the taxpayers, statewide and especially locally. So
And I
I'm
guess-
indifferent about it, and then especially being a ticket holder. I mean, we're gonna get screwed. Like,
But Brandon, that's where I'm saying, and unfortunately,
I don't want to pay for it.
I don't want to pay for it, but I'm willing to listen. I'm going to be in the stadium because the second most valuable sporting event a stadium can get is a WrestleMania. 2 nights, sold out, thousands of events around it. It's the next thing to a Super Bowl, bigger than a Final Four in attendance in February. I will be there for this event. Atlanta held one in the Georgia Dome. They haven't got one. The most elitist stadium in the world held one in Dallas. Next year, it's at SoFi that just held the Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm going to use the stadium, but when
it's going to happen. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
When I use the stadium in Atlanta, my tax dollars, I get $2 hot dogs. Why can't Nashville, Tennessee offset something?
Yeah, where's the rapport there? There's no rapport with the taxpayers that are actually funding this bill. You know, we're giving $500 million, you know, to build it. It's going to cost, if it's a enclosed retractable structure, it's going to be like 2.1 billion maybe.
The Mercedes-Benz Dome at 1.7 million is a dang bargain right now.
Oh yeah. It's awesome.
And let's not forget about Nashville. It's in the middle of the country. It's booming. People are moving there from all over the world, really. It can draw all sorts of people from all over the United States. Well, yeah, it's basically an alcoholic city, if you ask me, but then it's got history with the Ryman, the Country Music Hall of Fame. I don't know why I did that, but
I don't know either, but I'm going to edit
it out. Yeah. Don't you dare edit that out.
No, that's magic.
Yeah, thank you.
But to get into some of the nuts and bolts of this, what they're proposing is dealing with the hotel tax.
Yeah,
and hotels are already ridiculous. And so the hotel, so basically, your goal is to have. I mean, the whole reason they're doing this is for a Super Bowl and Final Fours. That's why they're doing this.
So.
But if you can't, it's to generate more revenue.
Entertainment complex hotels.
If you can't protect the hotels, so there's a whole lot of calculation that goes into this. So the hotels have to be able to charge their hotel tax, but it can't be too expensive where people won't come there. And so what you're dealing with is you're relying on their economics now to fund this, and they've got to stay in business because if they start shutting down. Then, because if you're charging $700 a night for a room, no one comes, then there's no hotel. If you don't have a certain hotel quota, the NFL will not put a Super Bowl.
You're looking at that, respectively.
But the legislature looking at that?
I'm saying people are looking at that coming in, and they still want to come, and they're still paying that. This is one of the most expensive places to come in Nashville and get a hotel room outside of New York and Boston or whatever.
But will that trajectory always be there? Is my question.
So far, and if you look at the Braves in Truist Park, and they built the Battery, the entertainment complex, the Omni, their their taxes collected and state and sales for Cobb County went from like 1.9 million to 19 million in 1 year, and that's for baseball.
But true.
That's a change of counties. That they moved.
It is a change
right next door.
Davidson, but the point being is occupancy, liquor sales, all those taxes are going to generate a ton around there when they build their complexes, hotels attached, the Omni. As Rob says, it's going to generate a significant amount of money. There's no doubt about that.
And if you add $10 to each hotel fee or whatever,
they will.
Who's going
to occupancy tax? Like I said,
yeah, who's going to notice that?
I will.
Nobody that's coming here is going to notice that.
I've turned down
willingly
hotels for.
They'll pay more for an Uber to get back to their hotel. It's not going to happen. That's the thing. It's like a frog in boiling water. You just slowly turn it up, and they just don't know. And that's what's happening.
This sounds like a true thief down there.
A frog or a lobster?
It's not a
at
thief. It's just recognition of what
it's
like
at
a
a boiling
cuss right
point
now.
though.
What the
Let,
going
let,
on?
let's talk about the city of Nashville. I think the Titan Stadium. I hate the Titan Stadium.
What?
I've probably been in 14 NFL stadiums, and by
I
far,
like it.
Great.
Yeah, I think
by
it's
I like
really
it.
far,
I like
it's
it.
the worst stadium I've been in besides the Edward Jones Dome in
Oh
St.
no,
Louis.
I've been to way
It
worse.
No, there's
It
no.
is.
Wait. Let's get that list. What?
The Georgia Dome is not. Oh, it's gone now. Never mind.
I've been to New Orleans.
The
I've been
Georgia
to
Dome was not better.
Have you been
than
to
the Titan
Rich
Stadium.
I've been
Stadium
to
in
Carolina.
Buffalo?
I've been to
No,
Mercedes
Bank of
Benz.
America is not better than Nissan.
I've been to. Yes, it
No.
is. There's more.
No,
There's
No.
more to do. It is more complete. That
no.
the
Tampa.
Titans are
Tampa's
What are
not
you
better
trying
than
to
Nissan
do? What are you
Stadium.
trying to do when you come to a football game?
the Titans
Go
Stadium.
in and watch the football.
It's
Right?
all
God, I'm
fan
telling
friendly
you.
crap, but
I
NFL is
mean,
not fan friendly.
the Colts Stadium is 100 times better than the Titans Stadium.
The new
It
one or
is
the
the
old?
Hey,
The old
worst.
one was a dump.
The old
They
one's
claim,
great.
though-
The
ones
new
have been
one's great.
replaced though. Everybody keeps
New
bringing
one's
up
great.
old ones.
They claim
The new
to
one's great.
renovate the current stadium. Nissan would be near $1 billion, right? And
Yeah,
that's to
yeah,
get it as a first class stadium.
hold on. Let me finish. Just everybody stay with me. I think the Titans Stadium is the representative of the worst in the NFL.
No,
I
Have you been to
think-
Rich Stadium in Buffalo?
I've not been to that one. I can't say I've
That's
been
why
to
they're
that.
building a new one. 1.8 for
I
open
think
area. in
one of the
Buffalo.
most successful
have you been to Jacksonville?
arenas. I've not been to Jacksonville. I think the most
It's a
successful. I've been to Tampa. The
Tampa's
most
a dump.
successful arenas in the country is what's been done with the Predators Arena, and how it's such a destination center, how it is used for concerts, how it is used as part of Nashville, and it is a stadium that was built with music in mind.
Yeah.
Are
Imagine-
the Titans going to make?
Bridgestone.
Are the Titans going to make this stadium more music friendly? Would be my number one question.
I'm just gonna say, imagine that times 2, times 10. It can happen for sure, but there's going to be a lot of local people that have to suffer for that. And
Yeah, but they don't care.
Yeah, it's the NFL. man.
The new
the
convention
main-
center, everything is right there, isn't
Yeah.
it, at the center?
Look,
the Strunks NFL, they don't care. Absolutely not.
look. I went to I went to a Taylor Swift concert in the Mercedes Dome in
You're
Atlanta.
admitting that out loud?
I'm a Swiftie. Everyone knows that. So I went to a Taylor Swift concert in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. You know what they did, or she did? She brought in her entire own sound system. Like, they don't trust like for artists, like they bring it, like our entire sound system was all brought in. They don't trust the PA systems that the stadiums have because it's not the same stuff. It's for voice. And so, look, in my opinion, and it's as simple as this, like, do the Titans need a new stadium eventually? Probably. Is it right now? No, they just spent $100 million redoing it and getting
that's part of my
jumbotrons and
Robbie, there is
You're in a baseball stadium, too.
There's a juvenile jail on the corner.
but it's still going to be there. That juvenile jail is still going to be.
There's
Wait,
not.
Randall.
There's not
That juvenile court's still going to be there.
That's fine. But there's no destinations there. Where in other places I've went, like the facilities leaving the Titan Stadium drives me crazy.
Oh, that's pretty crummy in the parking lots and stuff.
It's
Those are
like
pretty
you
gross.
walk across the river to Broadway.
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
awesome.
100 yards to Broadway.
Yeah.
But if you have parking tickets and
I don't want to go to Broadway. I'm there to see a football
It
game.
takes you 2 hours to
Yeah,
get
I don't
out.
want to go to
So
Broadway either.
I don't disagree with that.
The other side of this, Robbie, it's back
Nobody's
to your
gonna
point,
invest.
and Shane, is the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Football sucks in it.
Yeah, it
Now,
does.
this is an Atlanta Falcons fan telling you, football in the Mercedes-Benz Dome is maybe the worst home field advantage I have ever seen at any level of football.
Soccer rules, though.
So, what do you
Soccer is
feel?
good. I've been to Atlanta United and a Falcon thing. I was, Randall,
They
and to your
crushed it.
point, when I went and saw the Titans play in Atlanta, I've been to a couple of Atlanta United games. First Falcons game in the new stadium. I was shocked.
No one's in their seats.
We were probably
I never went to my seat.
we were probably the 30th row and like the 35-yard line. It was leisure. Sit your legs up on the chairs in front of you. Everyone's in the Delta Lounge or just in the concourse. They made it too nice, and I think that like this is my feel. Like if you want to go this route, be prepared for it to be a TV event and not a fan event.
I was in the bar/lounges, and the acoustics suck in there because you couldn't even hear the game really going off. Like you want to hear the crowd all over.
The Falcons have to advertise to start the game. They run a 5-minute countdown clock. Get in your seats in 60 seconds. In your seats in 30 seconds. They have now opened up one of the end zones to general admission, trying to get a home field back.
Wow.
My friend's seats are on the second level. I've probably been 20 times and not seen the same people in those seats any of those 20 times. Where in the Georgia Dome, it was, well, there's Miss Adley and Mr. Joe and
a lot of loyal fans there.
And that's my pet peeve. Nashville's going to have a Super Bowl stadium and a Final Four stadium, and they're not going to have any home fans.
That's what I'm upset about because just like you said, Randall, I've been going there since 2002.
Watch your kids grow up there.
And I know everybody in our section, it's, I don't know what's going to happen, but.
Well, it's like, Brandon, I know where you guys used to tailgate. I could come walk to your tailgate.
Yeah.
Like it was a family affair kind of thing, and they're going to change that.
Yeah.
But there is a fine line, and I've went to both extremes. I do not like the surroundings of Titan Stadium. I don't enjoy it like I do other stadiums. There's not as much happening. But the Titan Stadium was a good football stadium.
Yeah.
And the Titans had a good home field advantage. I feel like the Ram Stadium so far, Raj, I think they struggle with filling it up with seats because there's also so much going on in SoFi that it's hard to get people to your seat.
It's also Southern California. Locals aren't going to pay that money.
Get there.
They're not going to pay $200, and it's a destination stadium, like you said, a destination city. Yeah, they have no home field. The Raiders in Oakland, it was a great home field, but a horrible stadium. But the new one, it's Vegas. I've said this before. If you're an opposing fan, what one stadium on the schedule are you going to go to? The one in Vegas, especially if you're like a repressive dude from a different part of the country. Nashville is very similar, and I agree that the home field advantage is going to become even less. But like you said, the amenities, everything does need an upgrade in that area.
Very bad.
But the acoustics and everything, it looks like it's going to be a football box, which should be better for, better than the Mercedes Dome, if you will. But Broadway is across the river, but it's a gold mine of an area. And I remember seeing that bar in like the parking lot that looked like a old shack where, something horrible happened where bums lived. And I was like, this is the bar right next to the stadium.
My favorite concert venue in any place is the Panthers or the Predator Stadium. I'm going there with Anna Lee it's a great destination city. It is absolutely a great destination city.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hate to see them lose what is good about the Titan Stadium, which is it is a good football stadium. All right. Wrapping it up, I've been on both sides of the argument. Robbie, do the Titans. Oh, we didn't bring up Do the Titans get a new stadium? Does the soccer team get a stadium? Does the MLB team stay? Right now, I think if they build a soccer stadium and a football stadium, there's no way Nashville's getting a baseball stadium, are they?
Well, from my understanding, is the soccer stadium's under construction. It's already rolling, right, Shane?
Yep.
So it's being built, and like the Adams family doesn't own any part of the Nashville Soccer Club, so they're going to be separate. The Adams aren't going to share any of this taxpayer revenue with anybody else. So yeah, so it's going to be a pure football only. They're going to be pure soccer only. With regards to the baseball stadium, I don't know. With Vegas sitting there, I think Vegas is number one spot. So if the A's go to Vegas, maybe Tampa thinks about coming to Nashville.
I think Charlotte may be in front of Nashville too.
Yeah, I don't see a baseball team in Nashville just with the Braves, Cardinals, Reds. I just think it's too thin. I'm not sure Nashville needs one. I don't think they do. What does baseball right now bring to the table that Nashville needs? I don't think anything.
The Predators.
There's some prime real estate on the river right there.
I know, but there's
sports
too much
complex,
going on in
entertainment
Nashville,
complex.
and the problem is MLB is not in the picture, and that's the thing. Like Nashville is hungry for money right now, and MLB is not even close to the picture. And it's NFL, it's soccer,
Conventions.
This one a freaking.
What can we host? So, I don't mind a new stadium because I think it would be cool to have a Super Bowl here. It's going to really suck,
Don't
though.
fight Ray Lewis.
It's going to really suck
Nobody got that.
as a PSL holder to just devalue that, what we put so much time and loyalty in, to go to nothing. And then they say, oh, well, you get first option to buy this for $8,000 or whatever.
It's going to be expensive. I think it was 10.
Yeah. It's like, but I understand, taking myself personally out of it as a business side of it. I get it. I mean, they're trying to generate that revenue in that Super Bowl. I mean, if you have a Super Bowl here or any other thing like that, it's going to be astronomical to the state as a whole on revenue. But the problem is the taxpayers that front that never really see a return on that. So it's hard. It's tough. I was all for it before this talk tonight, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit against it.
The football will change the worst.
I will just say that the only reason the Titans are going to get a new stadium is because the NFL had their draft here, and Roger Goodell,
the best draft they ever had.
Roger Goodell saw dollar signs. The owners saw dollar signs, and so we are fronting the bill for $500 million. Because they saw what the draft turned out to be.
We're not necessarily doing all of that. They implicate the hotel tax, so that's
right. Yeah,
that is.
We're not getting into finance. We're not smart enough to get into finance in the show, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
the hotel tax.
But the reason we're getting a new stadium is because the NFL draft and what Roger Goodell and the owners saw here.
Yeah, because
not because it's needed, because they saw cash.
Right, but
hey, to Randall's point,
the hotel tax because that is.
We'll see.
To Randall's point about Bridgestone, they get all sorts of different events. I forgot about Mount Westmore that just happened, sold out. It was Snoop, E40, Too Short, and Ice Cube. After that was a like Journey concert or something.
I'm going to see
They get all Megadeth is
Lamb
coming
of
up.
God.
Yeah, and Trivium. I'm looking at the schedule, and then after that is New Kids on the Block. Comedians play there. Like it's
Robbie
just
wants to go to that one.
it can draw. My wife has been 4 times, and she's going to this one. It's embarrassing. But yeah, Nashville attracts all sorts of people from all over the country, and back to the new event center, it would do the same, and unlimited possibilities, regardless of the event or type.
I will tell you this.
I will put the first instead of sneaking in Catfish the Predators game, I'm gonna sneak in hermit crabs to that stadium.
But you got to
trampoline, dude.
I think it's a hermit crab cage.
To implicate hotel tax, that is it's a more tax on and fluctuation into Nashville with the tourism and not so much locally.
But
so
Brandon, as Raj and I have both been California residents for a while. They sold us the same bill of goods for every stadium. They've always tried to do this whole thing, hotel tax. There's a reason why it gets rejected. It doesn't really work.
We broke though.
You know who's going to get hit with? Who's going to get hit with a lot of the hotel tax though? Is guys like me that wants to go watch a concert and spend the night on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it's going to be people. It's not going to be. I mean, I'm just going to
all the locals.
I'm going to run the price of a hotel right now in Nashville while we
average.
We were supposed to say
$80.
Yeah, we were supposed to say downtown a couple of weeks ago, but the kid got sick. A Drury Hotel, which is nice. It's a souped up Holiday Inn and Hampton Inn. A little bit nicer, was $399 for downtown, and we paid for it. And that is not a $399 hotel.
Well, unfortunately, because I just made reservation. I'm at Hayes Street, Nashville, $321.
You start looking at downtown, the Sheraton, Hotel Indigo, all these places downtown.
Well, wait till it's a Titans
like
weekend.
$800.
There's not even any good strip clubs there. Like hell,
that's terrible strip clubs.
This is what I'm saying though. Like all these tourists, essentially, are gonna pay the extra hotel tax.
And some people,
Randall,
I'll go downtown and have a good time, but I can take an Uber to my house. I'd rather
Fairview Inn, only over $300
for the Uber back
So
home.
Staybridge.
The developer is a friend or an acquaintance, Vision Hospitality Group. He said, put one downtown Nashville. It's a Fairview Inn. Put in a rooftop bar, and he gets $300 to $500 a night on that place. A Fairview Inn. I think it's a Marriott property, but still, anything you put down there is insane.
Staybridge.
No, don't do that.
Staybridge.
Oh,
$406 a night.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, well, 2 years ago, Nashville was one of the highest places to stay, like per night via hotel. And it's not going to get any cheaper. I can tell you that.
Yep, you're right. And I'm sure we'll have this talk many more times, but
corporations pay it. Convention center's new.
It's going to be interesting.
It's a hot spot.
Remote work is going to change everything, though.
Yeah,
true that.
All right, guys.
Although we're having a convention this year, first time in a while.
Reckless speculation.
Nashville?
Final words.
No, but we've had it there.
I'm not leaving my house except to beat Brandon in golf.
Robbie, what year does the new stadium open in Nashville?
Oh, it's going to be 2026, Super Bowl 2027. I can't afford to go to it, so you guys are welcome for people who can go to it.
Hey, I'll take you to WrestleMania with me. That's a white trash Super Bowl.
Hey.
That would sell out in seconds, you're right.
But hold on. If you guys want to go to Bristol for the night race, I'll pay for the whole RV. We can get it set up. We can all go there, enjoy the race.
I'm in for Bristol. And
I think, sorry, go ahead.
if you want to play golf, I'll play you left-handed.
Okay.
I'll play. Hey, I guarantee you I can beat you left-handed. We'll both
My internet wiener is this big. Yeah, dude. Nashville. I think I'm gonna to these
His
guys'
hands are
points.
never
I'm
that
gonna buy
far
a.
apart.
I'm
I
gonna,
didn't know you could stress that far.
I'm gonna buy a PSL for the Nashville Stadium to bolt at your points and sell those things like crazy. We read 2026, so yeah, man, there's gonna be like 13 Titans fans in that place, with 2 of them being here.
In 2026, I'm 60 years old. Probably couldn't get up the steps anyway, but I'm going to WrestleMania for reckless speculation, for Robbie Davis, for Brandon Chain, for Raj Mehta, for Randall Cunningham. Good night. God bless. And watch our videos.